Hey, all you crazy animators. I just wanted to show you a quick, really cool feature that you can do with any walk cycle. Let's say we have a standard walk and we just sort of, swinging the weight curve up and down on translation of y. Let me just frame this a bit better. So we have this, this curve here, and we wanted to do something with like a massive bounce on it, let's say, the simplest of things let's just say we were to take the second curve and we just compare them together in the graph editor. Let me just zoom back a bit and show both of these curves together. They're pretty much the same. So we have the standard one which is the lowest curve here. That's just sort of, not going as far down. And then we have this big bounce curve, which is the same. All I've done is taken the curve itself and just literally scaled it up and translated it down like that, bang. And then we get a big bounce feature like this. And actually I added a double bounce in there, which I'll explain in another tutorial of how to do that on an animation layer. And that's a simple little feature that we can do just to add more interesting animation to the Y curve of the character. And we have a whole bunch of them here. We have a stuck feet walk cycle. So let me just show you that. So he's like stuck in place here. And he's like, oh, I can't get it. I got something stuck to my shoe, And we have a determined one where the stride is much longer. So the stride itself is long and fast. And, he's on a mission, or she's on a mission to get somewhere. And then we have a push walk, which doesn't involve a lot of up and down translation. If we actually look at the curve itself, the translation of y compared to the standard walk should be even lower. And a little bit more, let's say, as the weight drops, it goes up and then it holds and then up and holds, but the distance between the top and the bottom are not very high. So the push walk is just a little pop, pop, pop. It might be a bit laggy on your screens, but that is what's happening. We have an angry walk cycle too. So here, the trick is to get the weight, the center of gravity, forward. If you look at everyone else's walk cycles here, they're a little bit further back, but the angry one, if I go from a side view maybe, which is that one, the weight is much further forward in general. Okay, so in a mission to go somewhere, can't walk any faster without running, and that's what you do. So you take your standard walk cycle, pretty simple. So you take everything and you'd squish it down. So if you notice that the step, let's say both steps with the angry walk cycle, the strides are a little bit faster. So the walk cycle is finishing on like 25 frames or something. Let me just check that. 24 frames per second, whereas a standard walk is finishing, hold on a moment, let's go and select you, is finishing on around 32 frames. So the angry walk is a lot faster and quicker. Also the legs themselves are rotated out to the side a bit more. Okay, so we have this foot rotation, which is out to the side. He's an angry businessman. He's probably, if he had arms, he'd be carrying maybe some books or something, and he's on a mission. Maybe he's got a hat and he's angry, and then his arm would be going crazy. So yeah, and the simplest thing of literally taking the main controller, pushing it forward in Z, so bringing the weight over the toes, and then speeding everything up with a slight rotation down on the head, you have a angry walk cycle. Curious is the opposite. So angry, he'd be looking, if it was, or she would be looking down to the ground, And if you're curious, you're going to be like looking up and going, oh wow, that's amazing, what's up there, that's crazy, oh, look, you know, so you're walking around and you're looking up and everything's happy, and you know, your head is up, your chest is up, all that sort of stuff. And what I did with the curious walk is actually quite the opposite of the angry walk, where the feet themselves actually come closer together. Okay, so on contact, the gap between the stride is much shorter in terms of the feet position. So the person has centered its gravity, centered its weight lower down, and it's looking up at the sky and sort of thinking, well, wonder what's going on up there, you know. So, and then I think I missed out one. The posh. The posh one was interesting because the posh walk, there's a longer stride where the foot is in the air for longer. Okay, so the foot itself is floating in the air, and it sort of sits there much longer in the air before coming down into the step. And the drop in weight is very quick as well. So you've got this drop in weight and back up again, drop in weight and back up again. And yeah, so let me just sync the graph editor display and just do the Y curves. And you can see from this is the posh and that is standard. Let me just see if it is a big difference. So yeah, and you can see there's quite a bit of floating in the air and drop down the weight and floating in the air and all that sort of stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this file on our website. I'll share a link in the description and you guys can download it. And the rig is really cool. It's one of the ultimate walker rigs available for students to learn and practice with. And you know, I thought, you know, with Sophoria Academy and with all the students learning and wanting to learn walk cycles and things like that, which I will do, I just need to get around to doing it. I will go through and do some of these walks for you and show you how taking one standard walk and just offsetting it and creating another one and maybe a little curious one or something, and showing you frame by frame, minute by minute how I do it, and how it's possible to get something really cool for your demo reels. But in the interim, you can download this from our website, follow the link in the description, and you can have a little play around with the curves and try and see, maybe you can come up with something a little cooler. And yeah, that's it. I don't know what else to tell you. A lot of things actually you can do on an animation layer. So you could have the standard walk and then make it, if you wanted to make it maybe have some anger on it, you can take the main controller itself and then add it to an animation layer. Okay, let's say it's this one, and instead of ruining the base of the animation, or you're worried about ruining the base of the animation, you can actually just animate on top on a layer and maybe create a shape that you're happy with. I don't think that is going to work because it is not thing. Maya. Let's see. Oh, I'm not synced. Okay, sorry. Yeah. So you have that on a layer, and yeah, let's say we position him also in world space a little bit further forward, center of gravity, Seki, and make him more, you know, looking at the ground and more sort of upset about what's going on and sad or something. And then you can do the opposite. You can turn that layer on and off. So if you didn't want it, you can just go back to normal, or you can add an influence. So you can have some of the weight on there and add a little bit of the head down. Sorry, let me turn it on and add a little bit of that feature, right? So you get all the way on would be head down, and a little less, the head is up. So that's that. So cool. I hope you guys enjoy playing around with this. And what I'll do is I will do a little a quick little course for you guys to understand the basics of the walk cycle, and then just add how to add a simple offset to make it funny, or add character to your walks. You know, all these students, the students from all over the world that I've taught, that I know, and that I've seen, you know, in demo reels, I've just seen the standard walk, and you know, and a lot of people now learn how to do, you know, it's quite easy to learn how to do that, but adding a little bit of something to your walk cycle makes it all the more fun to watch, and actually to animate as well. It's really fun to animate when you suddenly get a little bit of character into your walk, even though it's just a little ball. That's it. So I will see you guys in the next lesson, and thanks for joining the channel and the likes and everything like that. It's really much appreciated. Cool. I'll talk to you and see you all soon.